The Square Ball Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the court is now in session. Dan here with Michael and Rob for the Square Ball jury, our courtroom. Why are you looking at me like that?
Just because of what's happened.
Because of what I'm wearing. You can see this on YouTube, by the way, if you want to see the video version. We should say the TSB jury is assembled on behalf of, enabled by Levi Solicitors.
Yeah, can be.
Yep, 10% discount on your legal fees.
LeviSolicitors.co.uk/the square ball.
Wills, probate, conveyancing, dispute resolution. We'll be doing some dispute resolution right now, won't we?
I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah. If you are on the video version, the reason why the lads are chucking me the side eye is because I have an outfit now.
Which you've, I believe you've concocted a story about how someone sent it in when actually you've commissioned it and had it and paid a lot of money for it.
I went so far as to print off a letter that was enclosed with this. Hi lads, please find enclosed the closest thing to a judge's robe I could make in the short space of time I've had, which is really good. If you're on the audio version, it is quite a heavy black cloth on a very warm day, I should say. So in many ways, I'm a hero for wearing this.
You're like a boxer in a sweatsuit, aren't you?
That is more than you realise, Rob. Yeah, and we have some white things that are coming down the front. I can't decide if I look like some sort of either maybe a cult leader or a religious leader, judge kind of thing.
It could probably be adapted to be a nun outfit.
Yeah, if I tried. So brilliant. But yeah, thank you. This is custom made. So it's a one-off. You're not going to be able to buy this in the shops anywhere.
It's a very good effort, I have to say. There's a good level of skill gone into that.
Gillian has also included a black cap. So if you're familiar with the law in England, they used to, when they were sentencing someone to death, they used to put a black cloth on their head, didn't the judges? So Gillian has said, and I think maybe it's just a bit of spare material that she stitched the edges, I don't know, but I've also included a black cap just in case you feel the need to sentence someone to death. Make sure you wear it the correct way. Now, I don't know if it's like that, if it's pointy corners or whether you've got to wear it square on your head or whatever, if there are rules. I was just saying, do we really want to be... I mean, capital punishment was abolished in this country many years ago, maybe 70 years ago. Do we want to, even for the villains, do we want to push it that far?
I don't know. It's probably not the week to ask. Sometimes the villain's just a referee who's not giving us a penalty, but when the crimes are as serious as Lewis Sinister as this week.
Yeah. And Gillian says, even though we've taken the piss out of Dan for his gavel, which I have here, I just thought I could make this for you as a bit of fun, as we do appreciate what you do at the Square Ball. Keep up the good work, Gillian. That's Gillian, a.k.a. the Shirt Vandal, who, if you are a member, you might have heard on the Extra Ball in the past. Gillian used to manufacture football shirts, and as part of her remit, she used to make Man United shirts. So she used to write stuff inside the collar.
You used to write the word scum inside the collar, then fold it over and stitch it.
Yeah, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, good stuff. Thank you, Gillian. I love my new outfit. I will wear it. I will look after this, and I'll treat it with the pride it deserves. We'll work out what to do with the cloth and the whole death sentencing thing. Feels a bit extreme for what is essentially a cobbled together feature on a podcast, but we'll roll with it. So the TSB jury, I need to say, by the way, thank you to Tom. So Tom is an actual, I believe they call them lawyers, and has sent through a legal document. Now, we won't get into that today. We've dealt with the robes today. I need to actually go away and read it because it's 13 or 14 pages long. And it will explain the procedures and the way that this court will operate. And it has got a crown symbol on it, so it looks dead official on the document, and it's titled the Square Ball Court Military Junta Act 2023.
Trust the lawyers to turn a fun feature into an administrative nightmare with a 14-page document.
So we've got summary of the act, an introductory note, the act itself, unabridged, explanatory notes, the gavel, section 3 expanded, the role of Lord Normanton.
Oh, I don't mind this document now.
There we go.
And then
encouraging Michael.
And then some Latin terms in the act. So we will be giving titles out. Maybe you get an outfit, a wig. You've got a wig. You've got a dead man's wig. Anyway, there's quite a lot for this week. So thank you, Gillian, for the outfit. Tom, I do need to go away and read this properly and find out what it's all about exactly, and we can introduce some procedural rules into this next week. In the meantime, we need to award a villain of the week, a Ken Bates villain of the week. We can assign some petty grievances, take some cheap shots. We have had a suggestion for how we enhance this feature.
Salvage.
Enhance this feature.
Make sense of it.
This in no way cobbled together lazy podcast feature. Who sent this in?
This was Andy Whiting, I believe.
Who suggested ways we can enhance what is already a fantastic podcast feature and make it even better by allowing you each to step up to the oche the legal hockey, and I'm so warm in this outfit. I really am boiling. And nominate who you think should be the Ken Bates Villain of the Week award, and we can take some cheap shots, assign some petty grievances as we go. So who's stepping up to the hockey first?
Shall I step up first?
You go. You throw first.
I'll
Don't forget, you're in a position, if he's going first, you can objection, and I'll sustained or overruled. And
Probably won't.
I feel like there's no objections today, is there?
Nah.
I'm going to throw a dart at Luis Sinistera.
Right.
Mainly, actually, for sucking all the fun out of Saturday. So I think we're all looking forward to going to the game on Saturday against Sheffield Wednesday, put a load of goals, past a load of useless idiots, and then we'd all spent our Friday nights scrolling through Twitter, checking what was going on, and realising, our good player's just buggered off to Bournemouth because he's pathetic. And also, he'd risen hope through the day. He's a liar, basically. But he'd risen hope through the day by stopping his car outside Thorpe Arch and telling fans, waiting for autographs and whatnot, that he was going to stay at Leeds, which he didn't.
Nope. And I suspect then, even then, he probably knew he didn't want to. Whether or not he knew he could get away or not.
I think Marco puts it nicely where he nominates Luis the Rat Sinistera. Congratulations, you now play in front of 11,000 middle-class inbreds.
cheap shot there. Very good.
That's the thing with Bournemouth, isn't it? It's just so disappointing.
Well, it's a symbol of what the Premier League is, isn't it? And the money and the status that the Premier League holds, and it's largely in the eyes of these players irrelevant as to which club they go to.
Selling Rafinha and Phillips to like Barcelona and Man City, you kind of went, all right, fine, you can go there. But to be so desperate to go to Bournemouth.
Do you remember last year when we spoke to Kinnear and he said we don't sell players to Burnley anymore?
Yeah, well, we don't.
Sell them to Bournemouth.
Sell them to Bournemouth. Similar thing though, yeah. It's like when Chris Wood was desperate to go to Burnley and you went, oh, come on.
Is that how it is now?
You don't really want to go to Burnley.
That's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if Sinistera doesn't really know where Bournemouth is or who they are. Like, he'd have probably got the kit and was like, oh, right, red and black, okay.
Didn't he call them the Churs or something in a post? I think he messed something up.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard him speak. I was starting to wonder if he was maybe a cyborg.
Do you know, I think I've still not heard him speak.
No.
A cyborg wouldn't break that much, would it?
That's
It'd be
true.
a really naff one anyway.
Although some like really high tech, cutting edge high tech stuff can be really fragile, can't it? It can not,
Like that clip of that robot playing football and it just falls over.
Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking that the other day. Have you seen Real Madrid's new pitch?
Yeah, it just like kind of it segments off, doesn't it, and goes under.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I just watched the video because they'd done a CGI of it, of how it was going to work, but there's now an actual video of it because the stadium's done. And I just watched it. I'm like, that's going to be expensive when it breaks.
I just watched it and just thought,
you'd be down there with the wrench and a spanner, wouldn't you?
There's so many bits that move there.
Yeah.
That's going to fuck up at some point.
I just watched it and just thought, what's the point in this? Just cover it if you're holding a console or something like Christ.
So they can look after the grass under the ground, isn't it?
Yeah, it all goes into like a weird...
It's it's like a deep trench on one side, isn't it? So it stacks up in 5 or 6 segments.
And it's all underground lights and stuff.
Yeah.
I just thought, what a waste of resources.
Like a hydroponics farm, basically.
Yeah, they've got a lad down there to mind it. Is what I've heard.
Is that right? So no objections to Sinistera. Michael, would you like to step up to the legal hockey and deliver who you think should be the Ken Bates Villain of the Week?
A man I was unaware of until Friday night, to be honest. Simone Rondanini, who is if you followed this story via Instagram, Twitter, you will know him as that odd-looking fella who was stood next to Sinistera on the pictures. I think I said he looked like someone who cornered me at a work event and tried to talk to me about crypto.
Yeah.
It was Matt Egan said it looks like the bloke HR has to have a plan for when organising the summer party.
Why?
I think it's just for work reasons.
Yeah. HR reasons.
Safety.
Safeguarding.
Safeguarding reasons. Yeah.
To make sure he's all right.
I don't know the man.
Is this just a cheap shot?
I don't know. Everything about him gives me a terrible, terrible vibe.
I was going to say, just look at his suit. That says everything you need to know. Like, it's just a mess. Look at the collar.
Sort of a
What's
grey.
wrong with
It's like
it?
a grey beige suit, and he's wearing like a light blue shirt with no tie, and it's open, basically down to the tit.
And his suit, his shoes, and his hair are all the same colour. And his shoes didn't have any laces in either, did they? Which was the other weird thing on the pictures.
Right. Well, were they slip-ons or are they just shoes without laces?
They were like...
Has he not allowed them? Are they too complicated for him?
Possibly, yeah. He's I won't say that. I think how he might use them as a weapon. But yeah, I just got a general vibe of it. I can feel like he's got far too much aftershave on. You can tell that much from the picture. People did rightly point out as well, he looks exactly like Mark Schwarzer, but with a wig.
Oh, yeah, he does, yeah.
Trying to place his face, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and I quite enjoyed someone said, it's Adam Bowes in the feedback said he looks like what would be spat out of one of those AI image creators if you told it to create typical sleazebag football agent bell end.
Some really good cheap shots in there, I have to say. We can definitely assign some cheap shottage to that. Tough, isn't it?
So I know maybe there's also some far more libelous stuff that's been...
just read one of those comments.
That's been sent in. I've left them there for our own amusement.
Yeah, that one from Irish and Annoyed. Thank you for that, but that can never, ever see the light of day.
Well, no, it will. It'll come out in the inquest. One day. Maybe, or not. But who knows what it even is.
I mean, definitely won't. That was just a joke, wasn't it?
Well, you don't know what it is, do you? If you're just listening. We do, but his trousers are really tight as well, aren't they?
I was thinking that, yeah. It's all wrong.
What's that suit even made of? Has he got like a spandex trouser with a suit?
Yeah, although there's a lot to be said for like jeans come with lycra in them now, don't they? There's a lot to be said for that.
But they're tight though.
A bit jegginsy almost. Bit Jesse.
Do you think he likes excessively tight trousers? Is that part of the thing?
He likes them on himself and on others. Is what I'm going to say. Right.
I think we've skirted close enough to libelling the man now, so that's fine. Do I get to pick then? Is that the new format?
Yeah.
Oh, super. Any other?
I think you should potentially look at sentencing Simone to death.
Right. Shall I get the cloth
on it? Yeah.
An early use of the cloth.
I just think for the protection of the public.
Okay, Michael, please stop. Let's just have a look at some of the other stuff that's come in then. Witness statements.
I mean,
Petty grievances, cheap shots.
I mean, Bournemouth are kind of part of this, aren't they? House of Stoke's nominated Bournemouth and specifically Iraola as well. Their badge, nickname and stadium make me think they're just an MLS team cosplaying in England. I have to confess I quite like Bournemouth's badge.
Well, so it almost looks like a shampoo hair advert type heading a ball thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just quite unusual. Never minded that, I have to say. It's got a bit of an Art Deco vibe to it somehow.
It says everything you need to know about Bournemouth. I've never actually realised their badge and what it is. It's just always passed me by.
So they're thrown in it. But yeah, I don't know if this is a genuine grievous or cheap shot or what. But Barry Bannon been nominated by a couple of people as well. Daniels it really hit home that we're back in the Champo, and also how many fouls was Bannon let off with. Yeah,
there's a controversial shout from Dublin Leeds fan Stephen of Daniel Farker.
What?
For getting things wrong against Chef Wednesday.
Hang on a second. Objection.
Hold on. There's a different sound effect. Do you know what that is?
That sounds like a mug to me.
That's the sound of a pen hitting an unbelievable hard mug. I'll get it right in front of the camera there.
Beautiful.
Look at that. Unbelievable hard.
Yeah. Flying out. Our fastest selling mug ever.
Probably is there. Yeah, and I think the Willie Nonto one sold pretty quickly too, and that ended well.
Yeah.
I think your EMF cover is now in everyone's head as well.
So if you want to get your mouth around something unbelievable hard.
Yep. Works for me.
Buy one of these mugs.
Yep, available at thesquareball.net, so yeah.
Stevie Marsh, who plays bass in EMF and is a big Leeds fan, he actually got in touch with me, and can you guess where they're touring next week?
Germany.
So he's saying it's going to be impossible for him to keep a straight face while they're playing that song, and a crowd of Germans sing that back in the voice of Daniel Farker. Oh,
I'm glad they've got to know about it anyway. And I someone who did the promo stuff for them was tweeting about it as well.
Oh, really?
So that was good.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, good mug. Made out of mug stuff, dishwasher safe.
So we'll finish on a high after the sickening crimes of Simone Rondinini.
I feel like from a legal standpoint, it might be safe, Dan, if you just be clear that Simone's innocent.
Yeah, I mean, what Michael's done is he's just used some humorous devices there just to take some cheap shots at somebody, which are absolutely not true. None of them are true.
Nope. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
With nice hair and a nice suit.
And an absolutely clean record.
Correct.
Good stuff, Michael. Going to make a ruling on this. I feel like it could be a joint ruling in a breakout move for the court, both Sinistera and Simone Rondinini for crimes against Leeds United. Could be both joint Ken Bates villain of the week.
They are one and the same, aren't they?
They come as a pair.
And it's only a matter of time till Rondinini bats him to the human centipede.
Let's move on to more positive matters now, I think, and avoid the danger that Michael is clearly...
The danger that is...
No. We want to award a Gaetano Berardi Hero of the Week award. Quite quickly, because of the heat in this room is now becoming unbearable in my robes. Thank you, Gillian. Hero of the Week. Formal commendation if you want to award one. And just a little doff of the cap for anybody. We see what you're doing. We see what you're doing. It's good. Who's stepping up to the Oki first, and who would you like to propose as the Gaetano Berardi Hero of the Week?
I would like to propose Jamie Shackleton.
Yep.
Our new left-back, our new central midfielder, our new right-winger. We're only a few games in.
Our new Stuart Dallas.
That's what he's being called, not by us. People in the comments referring to him as the new Stuart Dallas. Yeah, just brilliant. Again, top scored against Sheffield Wednesday. That's 2 in a week. Twice in a week he's been our top player. And just looks very competent in everything he does, which I think as a Leeds United left-back is not an easy task.
Especially when you're not a left-back.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
So I just think he's someone that we probably all imagined would be going out. Certainly if we'd stayed up. So I guess he's the joy of relegation, is Jamie Shackleton.
Yeah.
Because without relegation...
You've got to pull the positives out of
Without
this,
relegation, he'd be, at Stoke or somewhere.
Yeah, he got good marks. Yeah, Meslier got good marks for the Sheffield Wednesday game. Farke's lowest of the season with just shy of 6. So this is the average score given by our TSB Plus members who send them through in the wake of each game. Is the backlash started against Farke?
Oh, massively, yeah. Get him out.
Yeah, don't buy the mug.
Get him out now while it's the international break.
Yeah, and then go again. Player of the Year, Ampadu currently leads the way then. So this is starting to just take shape now, isn't it?
I feel like you've interrupted my testimony here, but,
Sorry.
fine.
Just sort of bringing some data to the court, that was all. Go on.
No, he's good as Jamie Shack, that was it.
Rob, do you want to step up to the Oki? Any objections to Michael's pathetic testimony?
No, I love Jamie Shack. I also partly love him because for a couple of versions of Football Manager, he was really, really good. And he was like captain in my Leeds team to Champions League glory and things. But
Virtual Shackleton.
Virtual Shackleton. But I would like to nominate, what were we saying, propose Pascal Strauch, mainly because he just looks bloody good. Like there's a photo of him on the blog, which I just basically had to write about because he just looks so handsome. He's growing his hair out, looking good.
Is he a man crush?
One of them, I'd say. But yeah, he's wearing the captain's armband a few times this season as well, which I think suits him. Especially after last season, he did it against Cardiff, and it all went to shit. And Jesse Marsh praised him for being great before the game. But he's been good, quietly good, I think, Strauch this season. I think alongside Meslier, it's nice to see two players who have had a bit of a tough time just slowly get the confidence back. And a clean sheet. Could you believe it?
Yeah, and I think one of my concerns with last year's defence was how scared they all looked. And I think Pascal was part of that. They all looked like they weren't enjoying it, like they were trying to hide, a little bit soft. So this could be the start of a redemption arc for him as well.
I will say it's less threatening when you've got, what was he called?
Windass.
Smith, that big useless lump there up front. I said in the match ball actually at one point he seemed to bring down a high ball and do a turn and shot, and it must have been accidental. I've watched it back. There's not a fucking chance he meant to do that. He's all over the place. He seems... If you'd seen Dennis Bergkamp do it, you'd have been like, wow, it's a really clever first touch. Is that the way he takes it? Complete accident. There's no way he meant to do it.
Nathan wants to give some sort of... Do we give a formal commendation to Jayden Anthony? Or is it a doff of the cap at this stage? Because he's shown more desire and willingness to play for Leeds in a 2-minute interview than any of the loan clause wankers did in an entire year. I mean, he might be lying.
Yeah.
There is that.
He sort of got... What happened to him was basically what we did to Dan James last year, wasn't it? Where he was in the hotel for Bournemouth's game against Brentford, and they were like, "You're going to go live in Leeds for a year now, mate. I hope that's okay."
Tuck it into his main course. Yeah, you're not getting dessert, Jayden. Certainly not the cheese course.
I did like the jumper he wore, though. That's basically all I know about Jayden Anthony right now. He's got 2 first names and a nice jumper.
And a tickly looking beard.
Doff of the cap, formal commendation. What are we going for?
Doff of the cap, I suppose. He's not done anything yet, has he?
Yeah, very true. And Jed Spence as well made quite a good impression in those minutes that he got against Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, looked good, didn't he? Very, very quick. Quite big. Bigger than I expected.
Yeah, he's a big lad, isn't he? Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, just put him in.
We can punt aimless balls to the right wing now, can't we? Because he's a big lad.
Well, I suppose that is the tactic, isn't it? When we do go long towards Ayling.
He's had a couple of headers. He
He
scored the one header, hasn't he? And then he missed that one, which he lost in the sun against Wednesday. But maybe Jed Spence, being that little bit higher, can lean forward a bit more.
Actually, on the Strauch thing, a few people were tweeting us to say that he also is a pirate and he's big. Lacks a bit of the sex appeal of Pascal, I would say. Does Spence at this stage anyway? Maybe once we get to know him more. But yeah, his dreads have got a slight Pirates of the Caribbean vibe to him.
Yeah.
So people have pointed that out. So there's a potential rivalry there.
Do we need a team of pirates?
A defensive pirates, at least.
Because remember, like Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank always had an air of a pirate because of the earring.
Yes.
I wonder who else has got pirate vibes. Like, could you like
Did Hasselbank have a gold tooth, or have I imagined that?
You've imagined it.
Okay.
I'm thinking you got Jamie Shack could be like he'd be like the cabin boy on the ship.
Yeah. Yeah, that fits.
Because he's too wholesome to be a full blown pirate. He's just kind of the cheeky young man who comes out. Yeah.
Scuttling around, cleaning up for everyone.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I don't think Cooper can manage it.
Every pirate ship needs a grizzled bastard.
Joe Roden's got a bit of that about him as well, covered in tattoos and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, fine. Roder can do it.
Right.
That's it. We're there.
Joe Roden, woman in every port. Is that true?
Yes.
In for a penny, in for a pound with this one anyway. Yeah. Anyway, just an idle thought about pirates. Other commendations for Melier as well. Clean sheet. We're giving him a formal commendation for that. Tom's keen.
I mean, did he make any saves?
He made.
No, he did. He made a good. He made it. Yes, he did.
That was the thing about the Sheffield Wednesday game. With about 20 minutes to go, there was that creeping dread of, I've seen this before. I know what we do. We concede a goal here, don't we? And somehow lose this game. But Melier made at least one good save. Was it on a one-on-one?
Some doffs to the cap for Willie Nonto. Graham wants to doff his cap for playing his heart out regardless of what's happening off the field. I think it's too soon.
Didn't even score. No. Useless.
Yeah, it's only one out of his 27 so far. That you're before you can forgive him.
He's fucking miles off,
right?
As it stands.
Moscow, a couple of people mentioning him for his positivity or whatever. No, we're not. He's not here.
I just wanted to put this on because Jerry manages to also slag him off a little bit at the same time by saying he doesn't get the credit his often dour demeanour deserves.
Fair enough. Still not getting a doff of the cap.
No, there's also a controversial suggestion from Brian that the board should be given some credit here. Which I suppose I can sort of see the point of, saying just for avoiding some drawn-out legal pissing contest with Sinistera by just letting him go.
It's hard to avoid the thought that they got us into it in the first place.
Yeah,
so.
Brian Jacks does also mention Cine played the game based on an awful contract Leeds United drafted. Which, yeah.
That was a different Leeds United.
Yeah, they're not getting a doff of the cap or a formal commendation. So it's between Jamie Shacks and the big sexy pirate.
Well, it's really whether or not he's sexy enough to overpower a genuinely good performance from Shackleton.
Shackleton it is, isn't it?
Oh.
Heartless.
Decisive. Pascal will still be handsome next week.
Yeah. That's true. And his hair will be longer.
Yeah, and like I say, he's just on the beginnings of another redemption arc, like so many of this squad, and will be one of the key pirates as our ship, not HMS Pistol League, but our ship sets sail for calmer waters.
He's also our top scorer right now, which I don't think was the plan.
Is who?
Pascal Strauch. He's got 2 goals this season.
Is that? Oh.
Everyone else has got 1.
Oh.
This came as a bit of a shock to me as well. Yeah. Well done, Pascal. Thank you for saving everything at the minute.
I'm desperately trying to look for a picture of Jimmy Hasselbank with the gold tooth, but it might not have happened.
No, I don't think it did. I think you've just imagined it.
He should get one. It'd suit him.
Mm-hmm. A parrot on his shoulder as well. Saw off one of his legs. The court is now dismissed, and we'll reconvene next week to go through the full 14 page document line by line until the courts. Maybe we'll just do it in dribs and drabs.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just do it.
Pick a few highlights.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to get my old my black cloth, put that on my head. Think about Sinistera and his agent. We'll see you soon.
The Square Ball Podcast.